What up, y'all? I had a really good workout today. I started off with some deadlifts, 5x3, and I increased by 3% from last week. So what that means with my deadlift max, it's a 20-pound increase. Yeah, I did 390 last week and I did 410 today, 5 sets of 3 against the green bands. And I've really been liking deadlifting against the green bands because my lockout is my weakness. I always hitch. And so just adding that extra bit of resistance as I'm pulling off the floor really forces me to squeeze my glutes and power my hips through and finish the deadlift strong. And my worst set was actually my first one. So my first set, maybe it's just because I just finished doing snatches 2 days ago. And yes, I am practicing doing snatches because next year I want to get into Olympic weightlifting. And so I just kind of want to get the movements down. You saw the video where Charlie was teaching me and he was a great teacher. And I felt like just by him coaching me for 10-15 minutes, it helped me progress in the snatches by a lot. So shout outs to Charlie from Caffeine and Kilos. But my lower back is a little bit taxed because of that. But as I stay tight, lock my lats in, and really just focus on exploding off the floor, I was able to power through that fatigue and soreness. And once I nailed in the motor pattern, having tight hamstrings and tight glutes and powering through with my quads, my third, fourth, and fifth set started to look and feel way better. I feel like my last set was actually the best one. It moved fast. I didn't really slow down at the top. I was able to power through and it made me feel the freshest. So I really hope that my deadlift is able to keep progressing this way, because if I can, I'm pretty confident that when I do a meet later on in the year, I'll probably pull at least 600, if not 620 at a much lower body weight, because you guys know I'm fucking fat as fuck right now. And then we moved on to high bar squats. On the paper, I was supposed to do 185, 4 sets of 10, and we're doing this bodybuilding style, by the way, where the rests are short. I hit a set, Nadeem hits a set, Evan hits a set, and just keep that rotation going. But I couldn't help myself, and the powerlifter took over, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do 225, and it was way heavier, but my legs got so much more pumped. So I decided to go a little bit heavy, but I still don't want to get ahead of myself. My goal is still within the 8-9 weeks to be able to hit 275, 4 sets of 10, beltless and sleeveless after deadlift. And I really feel like that's really gonna strengthen my legs and build up my baby legs, because I forever have baby legs, but they're getting there. All the bulking has kind of like paid off a little bit. I know there's a lot of fat, but I also feel like there's a lot of muscle in there somewhere. I believe in the science. There's some muscle in here somewhere. And then we went on to do good mornings, strengthen that lower back, the hamstrings, and we went up a little bit in weight. Last week we did 65 pounds, this week we did 75, 4 sets of 15. And I was able to lower the hole by 1 hole too, just so I can get a little bit more range of motion and really stretch out my hamstrings, lower back, and glutes. And I really feel that these straight leg, knees locked out good mornings have been pivotal in increasing my deadlift. So we did that. Then afterwards, still trying to get the athleticism going, did 4 sets of 10 of box jumps, supersetted with the med ball slams, but this time I increased the height of the box by a little bit, and then the next week I'm gonna increase it a little bit more, just so I can still get progression on everything. I think the key here is you always want progression on everything. A lot of times people, they get into the gym and they go, okay, my first week back, I'm gonna go ham, and they go so heavy to the point that there's no more room for progression. Like if your bench is 185, 5x5, and you haven't trained in a while, it's probably in your best favor to just come in and do 155, 5x5, then next 165, 5x5, and your body will get used to it. And over a month, you'll probably be hitting like 205, 5x5 without stalling your growth. So it's all about progression, and there's nothing wrong with reducing the weight to getting the form down and locking everything in. And that's where I feel like I'm going right now. Peace. So I'm just getting in the groove of things again. I'm sure next week, by me increasing weight, it's actually gonna move even faster. Right after that, the first accessory